Welcome to SVG-TV News on Monday, July 1st, 2019. I am Yvette Boynes with the details. This past weekend was buzzing with carnival activities and competitions hosted by the Carnival Development Corporation. The activities started off on Fantastic Friday with the semi-finals of the National Calypso competition held at Carnival City, Victoria Park. Of the 22 Calypsonians who participated in the semi-finals, only 11 were selected to compete in the finals, including the newly crowned Queen of Calypso, Chanel Mackenzie. The other finalists are Elvis Abijah Abbey, Roland Chicobi Vera, Lornette Fire Empress Ned, Shayna Collis, Fitzroy Brother Ebony Joseph, Joanna Christopher, Robert Patches Knights, Dennis Bowman, Cleopatra Cleo Hendrickson, and Maxwell Tajo Francis. Here is a snippet of the performances of the 11 finalists on Friday night.
We saw take this country back to the time when we were godparents, sons of this land. Peace and justice ran deeply through all faith and made us true Vincentians. The time is now. Together we have to make that vow. Every mother, every daughter, every sister, Lenin and grandmother. As a woman, we got to have myself. Enough things I gave up in my life. Cause for you I made a sacrifice. I could have buy some nice jewelry. I could have.
This age is just a number. Could be so when you're young and strong, but an age could be a border when they know they can't stay forever. They're lying down in the road and they're rolling all on the ground. You will swear that they were performing to one of Fireman song. They tried.
The finalists will come up against reigning Calypso monarch Zamfir Manzangi Adams for the title of 2019 Calypso Monarch on the Manche Gros night this Sunday, July 7th at Victoria Park. After 14 years competing in the mass components of Junior Carnival, Extreme 104.3 G&T Enterprise Links Mass Band has captured the Junior Band of the Year title for the first time with its presentation, Come Fly With. Larissa Pugs the Kid tells us more in this report.
Mass bands participated in the Junior Carnival last Saturday, June 29, and Extreme 104.3 G&T Enterprise Links Mass Band got the judges' nod to capture the Junior Band of the Year for the first time with its presentation, Come Fly With. Band leader of the Links Mass Band, Cornelius Thomas, told SVG-TV News that they are overwhelmed and excited for winning the Junior Band of the Year title after 14 consecutive years of participating in the Junior Mass.
We had known we could have, we will do good on Saturday down there because what we did from last year, at full C we had one section and we one junior section, right? And they normally judge two sections. So I said let me implement the next section and see if I could capture the title, which we did, and we won it. We won best junior section and junior band, and we was really glad and excited and stuff because we have never won junior band for since we started.
Coming in second in the Junior Band of the Year competition was Nelson Block with its presentation, Fet for So. Third place went to SVG Players International Mass Band, Wonder of Nature, while Amerijet 103.7 FM Blondie Bird and Friends came in fourth with Climate Change, The Evolution. The Lynx Mass Band also captured the best junior section with Air Canada. SVG Players International Mass Band was second with Spyro Branches, and Blondie Bird and Friends third with Hibiscus. The fourth place went to Nelson Block with Funfair. SVG Players International Mass Band captured the Individuals 529 category with their Wonders of Nature portrayal of the White Peacock. Nelson Block, Fet Faso, copped Individual 10 to 15 category with their Gala Fete display. This year's Junior Queen of Carnival went to SVG Players International with its portrayal of Bird of Paradise, while the Junior King of Carnival was captured by BMC Amerijet Magic 103.7 Blondie Bird and Friends with their display of Vortex. For the Uptown competition, BMC Amerijet 103.7 FM Blondie Bird and Friends also placed first with Climate Change, The Evolution. Meanwhile, it was fun time for the children who participated in the junior bands as they made their way from Heritage Square to Victoria Park for the final judging. Some of them shared with us what their experience was like.
Carnival is nice. Carnival, the Papa team. It is awesome. What's it like for you so far? It's fun. I'm feeling quite good. So what are you telling about your costume? My costume is about deforestation with flowers and animals. Carnival is nice.
Some persons on the sidelines at the Junior Carnival also shared their views on Junior Mass 2019.
There's the kids. They're looking well in the costume. I like the links section with the Canadian flag. It's exciting.
It's just very, very colorful and kind of calm, mild really.
Band with the Canadian section and the Liat. I don't know its name, but it looks very good.
Reporting for SVG-TV News, Larissa Pogsley-Kidd.
Now we turn our attention to the Junior Panorama competition held on Sunday, June 30th at the Victoria Park. 15 bands participated in the competition with two main categories, school-based band and community. With 245 points, the St. Vincent Girls High School again copped the school-based bands competition with their rendition of Soca Battlefield by Fireman Hooper. Second place was the Bishop's College Kingston with 227 points, performing their rendition of Mass in the Hospital by The Professor. Third place with 210 points went to the Newgrounds Primary School with their rendition Wine of Your Life by Bomani. In the community category, Starlift Steel Orchestra took the first place position with 258 points with their rendition of Take Me by Razam. In second place was Symphonic Steel Orchestra with 257 points with their rendition Rude Gal Posse by Winston Soso. Third place with 256 points was the Sign Hill Euphonium Steel Orchestra with their rendition Afro-Caribbean by Black Sand. Here is a snippet of the winner's performance. The winners are expected to perform at Steel and Glitter this weekend. Reigning soca monarch Delroy Fireman Hooper is celebrating 20 years in the soca arena. Fireman, as he is popularly known, started off in 1999 and won his first major title in 2014 as soca monarch. In an interview with SVG-TV News, Fireman attributed his success to being disciplined, focused and grounded. He, however, noted that despite his achievements over the years, he still faces many challenges.
It starts with, everything starts with, you must have a cash flow to do music, right? So it was rough to pay for studio time and the whole production of music is very expensive. Right, we're talking about distance in terms of where you live in compared to where you have to go to studio. And in the early times, early in my 20 years, we didn't have that amount of vehicles around St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So sometimes you go to studio and you have to take a sleep on the ground in the studio. Sometimes you have to leave studio and you have to walk from Villa Fountain to Barreley, and then you shack up by somebody in Barreley, and then you get up early in the morning and start walking again because you have to reach back in North Leeward itself.
Fireman has his eyes set on retaining the soca monarch come Saturday night. He said though some persons may say it is time for him to step aside, having won the title numerous times, he is not yet ready to bow out or, as he puts it, stop serving the people.
the first thing I would like to do is pay respect to my fans, because if it wasn't for my fans, I wouldn't have been here. So I put fans over fame, and I always do that. I respect that. I respect my fans. So it's because of my fans I'm still here strong today doing Vincima, so 20 years. Like I've been saying, I've been hearing a lot of loose talks. First, it's my job, and the critics don't step away from their job. That's number one. And step away from what? Like step away from who's gonna do it? What I would like to ask them, or whoever say that, what are they doing for country? I know what I'm doing for country. What are they doing for country? Right? But they will always be critics, so it doesn't matter. And loose talks without the full grounds and knowing what's going on and what's happening. You understand? It's something different.
Fireman Hooper will be celebrating his 20th anniversary with an event tomorrow night at the Annesville Sporting Complex, and he is inviting everyone to be part of his anniversary celebration.
Well, the show is taking place at the Annesville Sporting Complex. It is sponsored by Hyrule, powered by 97. Well, we have tickets on the leeward side of the country, on all the outlets, shops. Well, I can't remember all the shops, but all the way up on the leeward side, all the way up on the windward side, and they have runners on the streets. So tickets all over. It's $20 to enter the show, as in a ticket. More at the door. So you have now to get your $20 ticket, because it's 20 years, so I'm giving back to my people as well. So it's only fair that you come and pay $20 after I've been serving the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So 20 years, right? I've participated in everybody, so and so. They consult, school consult, different groups, community groups. I did everything for everybody. So I'm just asking everybody if they can come back now and support Fireman Hooper and his 20th anniversary.
Fireman encourages the youth of SVG to always stay humble no matter what title in life they receive or win.
All right.
Every year, hundreds of students across the country sit the Caribbean Primary Assessment Examination, and their results help to determine which secondary school they attend. Many of the top performers choose to attend popular schools, such as the Girls High School, the St. Vincent Grammar School, the Thomas Saunders Secondary School, and St. Joseph's Convents. However, many parents of children who do not have the opportunity to attend these schools feel that their child is some way placed at a disadvantage. Speaking on the Viewpoint program on SVG-TV on Sunday, Senior Education Officer with responsibility for exams Bernadette Graves took the opportunity to explain the placement process. She explained that the popular schools account for the top 500 students, with many of them being filled to capacity.
Our intermediate high school, and we have the Dr. J.P. Eustace Memorial Secondary Schools. Those are the only two schools that are left in Kingstown. But there are students who are living in Kingstown. Remember the other school that I mentioned a while ago, as I said before, that they are accessible to the entire population of students, grade 6 students, from North Fancy Fitzhugh right down to Union Island. So we have students from all over the country accessing high school, grammar school, and those other schools. And when they are filled, the only two schools in Kingstown that are remaining are intermediate high school, and we have Dr. J.P. Eustace Memorial, and we must consider students who live in Lodge Village, Sharps, and Kingston Park, and all of those places, that they must be placed into a secondary school. So we must place students in their community. You must go to the school closest to where you live, and that should not be a problem, because you don't have to think about transportation and you don't have to think about food and all of that.
Host and educator Curtis King said some of these top schools have built up a reputation of excellence, which understandably many persons will gravitate to, and used the example of a work setting to explain his point that an employer will be looking for the best employee to fill a position.
Some of the students who place in the top 500 who might not necessarily choose to go to grammar school or high school, those things happen. The numbers might be large, but that is so. And again, coming back to the same point about whether you go to grammar school or high school and a next school, that you would naturally choose the grammar school student. I don't know what people are talking about, but the employers I know looking for the best person, it doesn't matter which school. And I am saying, I was part of a process not too long ago where we were employing several persons. And to me, I never used to look, and I'm speaking as a former grammar school student, a former headmaster of the grammar school, ain't too long ago. But I didn't look at the school, I looking for the best person to fill the job.
Former Senior Education Officer Asfor Stevens said it is important for parents and teachers to set realistic goals for children.
See, according to the poet Edwin Markham, what Edwin Markham said, that it is not so much the school, but it is the love that you bring to the institutions. So, in other words, principals and teachers and the parents, the Ministry of Education should have a love for the students. They must feel loved, and and to set their achievement level higher than just being, that is not a good school, this one is better. We should set realistic goals for our students, because when our students would have finished secondary school, the students from all the different secondary schools meet up at the same community college. And what happens from there? Think about it.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment, Cuthbert Knights, has made a clarion call to end discrimination against persons suffering with mental illness. Knights was at the time addressing a workshop hosted by the Ministry of Health on Friday to sensitize service groups on the reintegration of mental health into the primary healthcare system. Knight said mental illness can affect anyone and persons with the illness should not be discriminated against.
I said to you that we tend to discriminate sometimes against people who are mentally challenged. Sometimes we abuse them, verbally, physically, and otherwise. People with mental health challenges are normal people, just like you and I. Why don't we abuse people who have diabetes and high blood pressure, or even cancer, some NCDs? Why don't we do that? So I'm trying to bring the point to you. The way we sometimes treat mental health patients, it's clearly discrimination. And why should we do that? Why don't we beat up on the normal person who walks the street? So ask yourself the question, why is it so easy for us to discriminate somebody against someone who has mental health illness? So it is something that has to stop.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health further stated that stigma and discrimination do not keep one safe and only prevents a person from getting the help they need.
Mental health is not something that you will sometimes easily see or recognize, because it don't manifest certain specific health conditions, so we don't see it. But this fear of us being labeled as mad and dangerous, some people believe too, me walking against a person there, he might bite me up, he might do me this, that. I mean, those are misconceptions, which is not found on any sort of logical reasoning. So we tend to marginalize persons who are mentally ill. We discriminate against them, we mistreat them, we marginalize them as if they're not normal people. And we need to stop this. Because the consequence of doing this, it prevents them from accessing the care which they so need.